I know with yours, Biosomo, because you showed me that very cool video where he put the liposomal formula within water,
curcumin.
shake it up, right? And it's very, curcumin is very, bright colored. And you see it almost automatically just shift throughout all of that water. And you see none of the fat particles. It's not like they group together in that water, but they just quickly disperse within that, creating an enormous amount of particles of curcumin within that water to be then absorbed and increase the surface area, correct?
Yeah, you're correct. So you normally don't increase, like you encapsulate the curcumin in the membranes of the liposomes. So this is what you do. There is like a double membrane created through the phospholipids we are using. And the phospholipids we are using are endogenous. So they are like known by the body. So this is like also why the uptake is that good. And the interaction between membranes is so good. So the uptake through the guts, through the intestine cells is higher. And then also you have like a securance of degradation of the substance which is inside the membrane. So the stomach acid cannot do anything about it. So you secure, first of all, the substance from degradation, and then you higher even the uptake. And then the second thing, maybe what I could add is also that by drinking, everybody of us knows nowadays all the formulas you can spray in your mouth, and you are attracting the mouth mucosa. And this is also a very fat, lovely tissue. So by drinking the liposomes, we believe that it's nearly like 15, maybe 20% even of the substances is attracted and absorbed by the mouth mucosa directly by drinking. And by swallowing a capsule, you don't use this uptake area and these pathways through for taking up substances into our body and into our bloodstream. So we are using really the whole physiologically, we are using our whole body, how nature gave it to us, to really try to make this substance available. And then I believe we will see much more substances which are natural compounds which can be used like this, because now you have purposes, you have big uptakes, you achieve bloodstream levels. You can maintain bloodstream levels. And this is a thing where I see very much potential in natural compounds when you take them like this.
Right. So you're basically saying that you're taking this your product, the Biosomo. Let's take again the curcumin. We have other ones we could go into and talk about the line, but you're taking this and you're placing the liquid, the liposomal liquid itself, or curcumin that you created, the formulation, into water, mixing it that way so it spreads throughout the water, and ingesting it that way. And the benefit there, again, just to reiterate this and really nail it home, is that it's not just going to be better absorbed. It doesn't get degraded in the stomach acid. It goes into the intestines, coats the intestines more so you have more surface area, more absorption into the bloodstream of this product. But it's also about the mouth. And that's really interesting because I feel most people neglect that. In dentistry, it's not really a thing that you talk about, but in biological dentistry, it is. The oral microbiome, absorption within the mouth, blood-brain barrier right there, all these things are a big point of it. So can you go into that just a little bit more so we can really nail down the importance of why you want to start the absorption within the mouth?
So to make it very simple, you just use another compartment to have an uptake. So we can also say, for example, maybe we just covered all the surface area of our formulation by our liquid, and then still liquid is inside our intestine, which is not covering nothing. So this liquid isn't taken up. So we just reduce the amount we could get into our body by not attracting all compartments which are able to take up substances. This is the same thing when I just interact with a different pathway. Yeah, for example, with vitamin C. Let's take it as a water-soluble substance for liposomes. Vitamin C has its transporters, but when the transporters are filled up, the amount of vitamin C which is then taken up into our body is very limited. So it's not a normal gradient, which is like going up higher, 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 and higher. It's like a curve. So there is a point where the uptake, even if you take more vitamin C by oral administration, is not higher in the same amount you take vitamin C compared to the oral administration. So what we are doing then with liposomes, for example, we are using the fat transportation system, which are then attracted by the liposomes, to use a certain to use a second pathway, not the vitamin C transporters, but the fat transporters to adjust more vitamin C in our bloodstream. And this is the same thing with the mouth. We just use a different added compartment to even higher the bioavailability even more than it would be anyways.
It's becoming more efficient what the body already has, right?
Totally, yeah.
It's the fact we miss so much, especially as Americans, that we don't chew, we don't use saliva to begin the digestion process, and we don't even allow the mucosa to really thrive. We feed it poor things, sugary things that aren't going to help our microbiome in our mouth become a healthy version of itself.